What's wrong with you? Hello? Oh. Phone died. Guess this is why you don't bounce them off the concrete. Anyway. What's up, everybody? This is Dead Dodge Garage Live. Hang on. This is being annoying. Is that better? Maybe. Did I get quieter again? Technology is so difficult. How's it going, everybody? Did I say this is Dead Dodge Garage Live? I think I did. 'Cause I'm a man. Whoops. Not that one. Smoky Burnouts, yeah, definitely. I'm a man, and I can change if I have to. I guess. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't tell Dave I was putting that video out today, because I have a sense of humor. What's up, everybody? Like and subscribe! Hey, guys! Welcome to the live, Jamie. Glad you can join us. Gene Z, I would love to find a Plymouth Arrow, but, you know, they're obscure and also rare and impossible to find. I don't know what happened to my voice, but it's not doing so good. Maybe this will help. Gary wants to know if anyone counted how many cars I have at Tom's place. I try not to. Well, let's wait till we put the new clutch in. And then maybe some gears. And then, no, it'll do it. Bass Clef Connoisseur, what is up? Stevie Wonder E710 has been wanting a Ram 50 ever since I did a model of one a year ago. Nice. William Singer says, Skunk and Gutter Boy are happy with the Barracuda work. Woo! Lee Rindle, we had a V8 Arrow here in Billings a few years back. Nice! Silicinoid is currently looking for a 70s Dodge RV to build out. Not too hard to come up with them around here, although they're usually damp. Hank Kimball is here. His little picture is a Les Paul. I have one of those. I think it's over there. Yeah. I don't know why this sounds kind of crispy tonight, but I guess it is what it is. Dave Steffens says, thanks for the detail on the 273 Barracuda engine build. Absolutely happy to do it. You know, I had a comment today, and the guy was like, I'm sorry, Jamie, it's the third time I've seen one of your videos, and I was just thinking about if I should hit the subscribe, but you never actually show yourself doing the work, and I can't. I need to be able to see it so I understand it, and so I'm sorry, but I just can't describe. I can't subscribe. God. Sorry. But not really sorry. Mopar Jimmy says, great videos this week, Jamie. Out of respect for you, I didn't respond to that moron that replied to me on your 81 Challenger video. He was another keyboard warrior. Are you sure it wasn't the same keyboard warrior? Anyway. Ned Flanders is here. Have you guys ever seen that Ned Flanders metal band? Oh, what were they called? What were they called? Why am I looking this up right now? I don't know. But I'm doing it. I've thought about sending Brady to the cornfield, but he means well. I think, usually. Joe Millman just became a DDG member. Thank you. Much appreciated. Ned Flanders Metal Band. Oh, yeah, Oakley Dokley. Yeah, Dave Freeman had it. And so did Jason Fitch. Yeah, Oakley Dokley. Nice. Taco time. Jamie, how come you are not out detailing the Charger? What, my 68? Because if I detail it, it'll just be dusty again in a week. And I'm not going to drive it for another, while. So, not much point in that. Raymond Ward. Yeah. That's my 12-string. That is my 6-string, custom built with P90s and a Bigsby. And right behind it, perfectly blocked so you can't see it, is my Korean Epiphone Les Paul, but there's the headstock right there. Yeah. My SG's in a case right here with the Rick. And that case is a Thunderbird bass Epiphone. Steve Edwards, hey there, is that a Rickenbacker back behind you? Well, what's funny is my Rick is in a case right here, so you can't actually see it tonight. Tom Fry, Jamie, I was watching the 81 U.S. Nationals. Don Perdome was driving an Omni funny car. Car actually looks like the 81 Challenger from the doors back. Interesting. Very interesting. Silicinoid's fine with damp. Well, yeah, that's what you get in the Northwest. Well, at least in this part of the Northwest. Todd Mick F2002, love the 80s Challenger content. Can't wait to see you pull the head so we can see the mini Hemi. I'm really looking forward to doing the head on that, actually. It's going to be fun. I think I already said, woo! All of the mods were here early, except for Donnie. Taco Time, I'm not answering that question. But I saw something. Oh, God, it was a really good bumper sticker. Oh, it was Paddle Faster. I hear banjo music. Futura Hardtop asked if there is indeed a Discord server, and McLovin just dropped the link for it, so go ahead and click that and join us there. Justin wants to know how the Weber 38 has been treating me, thinking about throwing one on a high compression Fiat 2000. Yeah, it's working great for me. The accelerator pump action is a little underwhelming, as I've discussed. But, yeah. Tom Fry. But yeah, I recommend it. For that small engine, well, you might prefer to have the 3236 Progressive. Don Perdome's Pepsi Challenger. The Pepsi Challenger. No, that's gotta... Wait. That's Pontiac. That's the Omni. No, it's Omni 024 for sure. Yeah, Omni 024. I mean, it is funny, like, there's a bit of a resemblance between the two, but mostly just because it was the 80s and everything is square. But yeah, anyway. That's definitely appears to be an Omni 024 body. Barry Kuda. I'm not one to gloat, except for right now. It's sunny and warm where I am. Yeah, I heard your comment read over at Tony's. I was cleaning my office. You can't tell, but things are actually really clean. Here. Just here. Tom is here. How's it going, Tom? Futura Hardtop's going to join the Discord. Nice. It's a party, and everyone's invited. I hung up my Wagons of Steel calendar, but it's right there on the side of my shelf, and you can't see it. It's unfortunate. Maybe that'll make it less bad. I don't know. Gregor Groff had a K-car with the 2.6 Mitsubishi. Yes, they used a Hemi badge. I didn't know it was on the fender, so I thought it was on the back, but yes. Yes. I would like to find one. Classic Dude Mike is here. This is an ex-parrot. He's resting. He's not resting. He's pining for the fjords. It has ceased to be. Bullwag says, oh, of course it just ran away. It's funny watching you work with Webers. Only carb I've truly worked with is a Weber IDF on a Beetle-powered dune buggy. Rad. Excuse me. Dual Weber. Isn't IDF, that's the Sidetraff one, isn't it? Isn't it? Or is that the family? I don't. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I'm planning to put a couple of those on the 81 eventually. Kelly Smith is here. Greetings from the frozen tundra that is Canada. Actually above zero today. Rad. Tom wants to know if me or Gary has more cars stored at his place. It's got to be Gary, but maybe not by much. Tom Fry, Jamie, did you look at the parts in your model? I did. Yes, amazingly detailed. I am planning to do a video building that, and that's actually part of why I was cleaning in here, so I would have space to do it. William Singer has an unopened Omni 024 model kit. Nice. We'll turn it into a Don Prudhomme Pepsi Challenger. Funny car. Taco Time. How about an AMC Eagle? I would love to have an AMC Eagle. Brian's also in Canada. Rad. McLovin put up a link a minute ago to my merch store. Feel free to click on that and send me all your money. Kelso is here and says, first stream of the year. Woo! Can we get a video on your run stand setup? Yeah, I did a video on that a long time ago. It's called the Mopar or No Cart. I believe you can find the video just by searching for Dead Dodge Garage Mopar or No Cart. Pretty sure anyway. Mopar or No Cart. Yeah. Oh, that's not the video when we built it. That's the second one. So maybe run stand? I don't know. I don't know how to find it. I don't know what it's called. But anyway, I did a video when I put it together. We ran Tom's 440 on it. I have another run stand here at my house that's set up for small blocks, but I got to make some modifications. It doesn't have a radiator currently, and I really want that feature. Yeah, it's on the list. Dan Mafia made it. How's it going, Dan? What is up? Psilocinoid. Anybody have any ideas on how to get rusty carriage bolts out of a bent up front fender? No room to cut them. Drill. Maybe. Drill the head out if you're looking at the head side. Drilling all the way through the threads would be challenging. But yeah, you could drill the head. Larry Barker made it. How's it going? Cypher F also made it. I did not go back to the beginning of the comments and say hi to everyone else, and I apologize for that, but hi to everyone that is here, like Stephen Andrews and Ben Braddock, for example. Mopar Jimmy, Dan Tupper, Rooster, of course, my sister, actually here this week, Robert Fitch, Farley's Garage, Mod Party, Hippie Long, also here, Early, Glenn Uromi, Kenneth, Paul Steinberg, who said great videos once again. Appreciate that, Paul. Roy Cervantes also here. Yee, yee! I ain't heard one yee out ya. David Bisnet dropped in early as well. Thank you, David. Appreciate that. Tiffany Hovey is here. Haven't seen Alan's name yet, but I'm confident he's in here somewhere. Oh, wow. Hippie Long just today washed off my barn find. Ironically, it is a 65 Barracuda 4-speed Commando. White with gold stripe. That is awesome. Mostly Mopar says greetings from Georgia. We'll be having some of your weather here tomorrow. I apologize. Lovejoy is also here. Stuck in my garage. Dan Orcutt from Alaska. Chris Freemesser has changed his name to Driveway of Misfits. I like it. My place in the past has been called the Island of Misfit Mopars. Psilocinoid just became a member. Thank you, my friend. Welcome to the club. I can't talk. This is why my videos are made of 150 clips, because I can't talk. Taco Time, you should put a decent stereo in the 81 from Walmart. Well, the factory stereo works. I think one of the door speakers is bad, though. I was just going to put a radio FM transmitter in there. I have one that's currently shared between the 2003, the Ramp truck, and the 81 Challenger. Sid Smithson is here and says, hey, brother, 81 Challenger was my first car. That's awesome. And Greg R. Groff has had the full collection of 80s front-wheel drive Mopar goodness. Horizon TC3, K-Car, Aries K with a 2.6 and a 4-speed, Plymouth Voyager, Shelby Charger. Nice. That's awesome. Pack Attack is here. What's happening? Was I talking to you somewhere? I don't remember. Welcome to the cult. Nice. Tracy is here. Toolbox charger here. Can't wait to get started on the 391 gears and the new dash cluster. Hopefully before the summertime car shows start. Yes, I suppose. JW Kegel is here. Also a member. How's it going? Who was it that commented on today's video? So excited that they were first, but they weren't. You were. I can't remember who it was, but I don't know. It's kind of fun. Jaybird, question. Think my points are going bad. Miss, bog, stumble under load. I could see that. Tried 2 different carbs, same situation. It's been a while since they were changed. Where's the question? Yeah, Eklund from Napa only, basically. Or NOS, Chrysler, Mopar. What do you mean, meow? For some reason, Juno the cat has taken to breaking into my office here. These stupid headphones. Nice. Taco Time rebuilds late 70s Kawasaki motorcycles, mainly KZ650s. I've had like 5 of those. I've had, I think it's 2 650s, 2 550s, and 1 CSR 750 twin. And actually, they call it the CSR, but I guess it's the KZ 750 CSR. It's the same stuff. The CSR was a 79. My first one was an 81 550. I'm pretty sure. Maybe that one was a 650. Always wanted like the big cop bike. Glad I never got one. Yeah, I've had a bunch of those. I really liked them. That was most of my motorcycle experience was Kawasaki street bikes. And then the ultimate bike I had was a 72 CB750 in beautiful metallic sunrise orange. That's the bike I put over and could have died. Pretty sure that's why my hip hurts all the time now. So yeah, but I like those Kawasaki's for sure. I should get another one someday. Maybe. I don't think I actually belong on bikes. Excuse me. Ugh. Don't inhale saliva. It's bad for you. Robert Hirschfield is here and says, I'm a Ford guy, but I enjoy your content. Thank you very much. And, why, hello. Nice. So many comments. Oh, Grey Dude is here. What up, Grey Dude? Fearless leader. Trust me, I'm afeared of something. I was going to say classic dude Mike. Yeah, I've also never had my the quintessential 3-cylinder Kawasaki triple experience. Never been on one. Cat! I'm going to nuke that cat for more of it. Sid Smith's and Dead Dodge inspired me. I traded a Smitty-built rooftop tent for an 03 R53 Mini Cooper with electrical issues. What? I did not tell you to do that. And I wouldn't. Nick Landsberg said, your Dodge Ram 5.2 Plenum keg and front cover gasket videos helped me diagnose my 96 1500. Huge thanks. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's been a long time since I did those videos, actually. Long time. I was still a total weirdo. I mean, I'm a total weirdo now, but I sounded like even more of a total weirdo when I filmed those. I gotta let this cat in or she's gonna keep jumping on the door. Oh, 210 of you here. Thanks for joining. And if you don't mind, hit like on the stream because it does something. All right, come on. Come on. Really? She didn't actually want to come in. She just wanted to jump on the door handle. That's her superpower. Stephen Andrews drove an Omni 024 back in 99. Liked it, but was prone to vapor lock. Excuse me. Silicinoid says, who is a new member, and thank you again, says, you work on things that keep me interested, and I've been lurking for months. It's about time. Well, thank you very much. And I don't recognize your name, so yeah, I guess you have been lurking. Chris Freemaster, who is, will hitherto, is that, hold on. That might be wrong. I'm just going to drink. Who is now known as Driveway of Misfits, says, for the 81, you need to be period correct. Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. I'm not going to put the Walmart special in, and I just can't do that. You need to be period correct, either a realistic, a Roadmaster, or Kraco AM FM cassette. My man. Yeah. Yep. Alan is here now. He was on a beer run with the Dart. Yeah, Alan's actually been driving his Dart. The 68 blue four-door that I did a video on a while back. He got the front end all knocked out, and it's on the road. He realized pretty quickly that he needs something slightly larger than an A-body sedan. So that's funny. But also, I've gotten at least one message that was, hey, is Alan the one with the blue 68 Dart? I just saw a blue 68 Dart with a DDG sticker on it. Anyway. Pretty fun. Pretty fun. Todd McF 2002 needs more turbo slant drama. I keep getting comments about it like, when you need to get back to work on this. I'm waiting for parts back from Aces. And I got an email from them on Friday that really pissed me off, actually. And I'm going to wait to comment on that, because depending on how it shakes out, they fixed one part and say that I need to replace the other part and it's not covered under warranty. So I'm going to let my faithful representation talk to them tomorrow, and we'll go from there. And if they don't want to cooperate with him, I'm going to have some things to say. So there you go. Pack Attack 74, we were chatting about a couple doors and a Project 73 Charger SE. Right. Got it. JW Kegel sent me a $1.99 and said, do your oil change. Thank you. Yeah, I will. But no, I haven't done it yet. Tyler C said, sorry about the Facebook meme. Oh, yeah. Surely everyone here has seen this, but just in case you haven't, it's really funny. But so many people... So many people have sent it to me over the last week, or tagged me in it, or tagged Dead Dodge Garage in it. It really is funny. Like I made an Instagram post about it, which was kind of a reference to, have you ever seen the meme of The Rock? And it's a picture of the character he voiced in Moana, and it's like, it's him photoshopped into looking like that character and maybe not having like half of his face or something. But it's that picture and him saying, stop sending me this shit. And so I posted that meme on my Instagram. And I didn't say shit, but I said, stop sending me this. And then a bunch more people sent it to me. I can't find it. Damn it. Come on, really? It's right here. Whatever. It's the cat meme, and it's the two girls yelling at the cat, you said you drive a Dodge Challenger! And he's like, I do! And then it's a picture of a 79 Dodge Challenger. It's so good. Yeah, Mitch. Ben Braddock. I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to, too. Chase Fell with a good question. How do you change the shift shaft seal on a 727 with the transmission still in the car? So you pop the linkage off, the kick down pieces on top, and then the shift arm. And then you get in there with a hook or a little screwdriver or something, or the world's tiniest pry bar, which I actually own, and you flip the old seal out, and then you take the new one, put a little grease around it, pop it down in there, find a socket of suitable size, and you press it down with that. Now, most likely you're going to have to use some leverage. So one thing I've done in the past is taken a pry bar and pried between the floor of the vehicle I did this in a truck, and there was enough room. In your car, you may have to drop your transmission slightly to make room. Your mileage may vary. But anyway, yeah, so you put the seal up there, you put the socket on it, and then you either pry against the floor like that to push it in, or you use a pair of pliers and something to protect your transmission pan, like a little, I don't know, cardboard or a rag or fold it up or something like that. And you just squeeze and pull it down and then reassemble the linkage. So it's not too big of a deal. Mike Esselborn asked, any Dodge 2.2 turbo projects in the future? I was a big fan of those, owned many. Yes. So first off, I will have Mitchell's car over here again sometime soon, because we've got some more stuff to figure out on that. And I'm bringing home a Rampage that just happens to have a 2.2 Turbo 1 sitting in it. So I'm looking forward to that. It's over in Eastern Washington, so it might be a little bit. RoboStyle dropped in, and Alan Pierce said Zappa. And actually, just today, again, I was cleaning my desk. It's kind of weird. I can see a lot of it. And I remembered that I own this. Oh. It's a Frank Zappa pop figure. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Nice hat. That's some bad hat, Harry. Gregor Groff says, scariest bike I ever rode was the Kawasaki Triple. All the power hit at 3,000 RPM like a light switch. The brakes and handling were abysmal. Yes, I've heard they're quite bad. BCC Photech, I found 3 pictures of a Canadian 81 bracket car. Have you seen this? I haven't, no. Dan Mafia, yeah, Jamie, stick to 4 wheels. We'd like to keep you around for a while. Yeah, 4 wheels and a roof, ideally. Oh, stop. Yeah. Daughter of school calling me with a notification. Yes. We know. School resumes tomorrow. Jason Hopkins, question on throttle rod adjustment kickdown. Well, what's the question? I did the big classic Chrysler kickdown guide. It's called something like that. So I've got all your kickdown related questions answered in that video. As far as throttle, well, that's probably what you mean. Unless you mean a car with an actual like physical linkage throttle, in which case adjust it so you get full throttle. Dude, we have multiple incessant meow things here, and let's just say they are upsetting me this week. Why did I just get that notification a second time? Oh, it's because it's a voicemail. Right. William Fitch is here. Happy New Year, William. Thank you. Oh, wow. Tim Jefferson has an 82 Kawasaki KZ1100 up for grabs. Needs charging and carb work in Des Moines. Don't tempt me. I don't want that. Dave Steffens, to find the like button, you have to exit out of the live chat if you're on mobile. So maybe that. I won't remember that. I apologize. I'm really bad at remembering things. But if I see psilocybinoid again and again and again, I'll remember that. Mr. Audio or MR Audio is also prone to vapor lock. Nice. Steve Wander, check your email. Sent a few pics of that TR. 10-year project I stalled out on. Made. Oh, yeah. So I saw that comment about EFI tunnel ram for LA. Wow. Bolt hole angle for later head, so that's okay. I'm going to have later heads on mine. Ford Windstar throttle body, 5.9 Magnum fuel rails and spacing, 36 trigger wheel behind balancer, Mega Squirt. I have a Mega Squirt system. Someone sent me an entire Mega Squirt system. Wow. I've got an MPFI 225 slant with a turbo and Mega Squirt. I'm going to need to hear some more details about that. Because as mentioned, someone gave me a Mega Squirt system for the slant, and that is what I want. I'm going to go ahead and assume you fabricated it yourself. Looks like you have the talent to do that. Very cool. Huh. Wow, okay, so this is neat. Small block Mopar intake. The throttle body's on the front like an LS or something. Fuel rails. Huh. I thought you said tunnel ram. That doesn't really look like a tunnel ram per se, but it is an MPFI manifold, and that's really neat. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. Okay. Anyway, very awesome. Yes, Alan's going to be here helping to do some Barracuda brakes tomorrow. Rad. Plymouth on Plywood is a fan of the Pioneer Super Tuners. Good to know. I have said that I won't do a carb on the turbo slant so many times. I think I've walked myself into backed myself into a corner on that one. But I kind of want to now. No, I want to do MPFI. That has always been my plan from the beginning. Wow. Steve Wander was going to force feed that setup with an HX40, but plans changed. Nice. Dave Hamilton says you put the throttle spring return bracket on backwards. Okay. I put it on the way that lines up with the throttle linkage. I don't care. I put the throttle hold down bracket upside down and back. It's not backwards. It's upside down. It's going to be fine. Adapt and overcome. William Fitch, I need to drive my Barracuda a lot more than I do. Me too. Can't, but yeah. Dave Steffens, not sure I would have continued with the turbo slant after so much trouble. Have you ever had a dream before? And something that you really, really, really like want to see in the world done your way, and it's within your grasp? Would you give up on that dream? I wouldn't. Alan Campbell says, Aces people should be tripping over themselves to work with you. Well, first off, they don't know me from Tom, Dick, or Harry. I'm just some guy. And their case for not wanting to warranty my control screen is that I did not buy it from them. I bought it from a third party, from a dealer, one of their dealers. The money went to them. I have the invoice, but they don't want to take care of it because I'm not the one that bought it from them. So, yeah. So I'm going to have said dealer get a hold of them. He said he would tomorrow, and he's a good guy. I believe him. So we'll see what they say. And if they want to be dicks, they can either give me my money back or I'm going to make a video. So, yeah. Steve Wander, check my other email with pics of my MPFI slant. Sometimes pictures don't load right in here. Sometimes I can only see one. Nice. Really? You drilled the injectors into the head. That's brilliant. I really like that. Cool. Oh, that's sick. Very, very different than my setup. Oh, I see another Ford throttle body there. Ford throttle body seems to be the go-to. Nice, man. I'm gonna look at that closer later on. Kelso. I flew into Washington today, downloaded 3 hours of your videos to keep my sanity. When can I get my distributor cap autographed? Whenever. Dale Hamilton keeps posting for attention. Okay. If anyone has an important question that they need answered, please email me at deaddodgegarage@gmail.com. I try to get to all that kind of stuff in these lives, but understand the sheer number of comments now, I cannot. It is impossible for me to see all of them. So if there's something you're asking that I'm missing, again, please email me. Yeah, Ace's PR department must be on vacation if they're not doing Jamie a solid. Gonna have to agree with you, but again, they don't know who I am. I'm just some guy. I apologize for the strong language. No one ever does expect it, and you shouldn't. But it happens from time to time, and I apologize. Jason Hopkins, the question. Okay. Question on throttle rod adjustment. I have a 440, 727 one-piece rod. That one's super easy. Rod is pushed all the way back on the transmission lever. Spring is fully compressed. Where does the spring... All that has to happen is at full throttle, the rod is pushed all the way back. So as long as that's where you are, you're good. Yeah. Have a DYI. I think that's backwards. Do your itself. I don't know. Anyway, what I like about your channel is the real life drama, like the EFI struggles. Makes me feel that I'm not alone. Yeah, that's a big part of this, and it's not like this is the only channel in the world where things are actually real. I mean, that's what I like so much about Roadkill. Like, what happened on Roadkill was actual realities, and that's cool. But yeah, I've gone to great lengths to bake that sort of thing into the channel so everybody understands. Like, this is what it's like to do this. Yeah, EFI. Stupid headphones. EFI into the head with any intake you want. Yeah, you can swap between them. You can test different things. Yeah, that's awesome. I really like that. Of course, once you do it, that head is EFI forever. But yeah. Oh, Dalton is another one. Pole Barn, right? Is that Dalton? Yeah, again, I'm not the only one out there that does it, but again, I do try to communicate. Like, someone commented on today's video and they were like, I appreciate that you make it obvious when things take more than one day and you explain the passage of time. Like, this didn't just happen magically. It took this. I didn't have parts. I didn't have this. I didn't want to do this. Like, you know. Anyway, again, just I hope it I appreciate when that comes across. Joe Millman is looking for an aftermarket big block Mopar block. Well, Callie's is making them brand new. They make Hemi blocks as well. I was just looking at them because I happen to need kind of a Hemi block. And they're like $6,500. So I'm guessing you want not that. Rampage! Lana, kick in the door, but do it all badass like I would. Nice. Oh, my sister posted a link to the Instagram post so you can see the picture. Yeah, nice. Nice. Oh, man. J-Rod, did you ever figure... J-Rod? Isn't that... Whatever. Did you ever figure out the reverse clutch violently shaking issue? I think 1,000 different people said it's an engine mount or the transmission, that thingy. So I'm guessing it's that. That's what I will be looking at when it gets back. But I haven't yet. Dude, Greg Groff is looking at a 2.2 turbo Dodge CV minivan. That's the cargo van. Nice. Excuse me. Too bad it's an automatic. That is a bummer. Excuse me again. Just full of those. I don't know anything about Watch Junior Go, but it is a turbo 2.2 Rampage. Don't believe it has ground effects though. Is that a real damn it. Is that a real poncho or a Mexican poncho? Is that a Mexican poncho or a Sears poncho? No fooling. That's what it is. What it is. Vivian, have we talked about how Zappa has a song called Studebaker Hotch? Follow-up song to Billy the Mountain, which has a character in it by that name. No, I don't think we have. I didn't know that. Look here, brother. Who you jiving with that cosmic debris? Don't you waste your time on me. You have no idea, Dan's Garage, how many people have commented and said, oh, Sniper worked fine for me. Oh, Sniper is perfect. I've got a Sniper. You should get a Sniper. You should get Fast EFI. And then for every one of those, there's 20 other people saying it's an absolute hunk of garbage and nightmare and you shouldn't waste your money. So, I have been one of those people who has had to set up snipers before and who has said, don't do it. But I wanted to try it, you know, especially the Aces system costing half as much as all the other ones. But, you know, there's a reason. I have done a couple EFI swaps that did eventually kind of sort of work. And the Magnum swaps have worked pretty well for me too. Yeah. Dave Steffens, is there a Mopar you won't work on? Yeah, Dodge 2018 Dodge Caravan. That's not true. I've worked on plenty of those too. Oh, pronounce hawk like hawk. Got it. Klopausius is here and says, sorry I'm late. What did I miss? I said a bad word. Bill Mize just sent me $25. Man, Bill Mize has been laying the tips on. Thank you, Bill. I really appreciate it. You know I'm happy to help you. David is here and loved today's Commando video. Second that it's 2 days later, it's a week later thing. It takes time to get inspiration parts. Yeah, it really does. It really does. Steve Wander says all TBI adaptations are not that good. I agree. I completely agree. But it's easier. So, yeah. Yep. Bullwag 4.7, funny little engine, hilarious things. The Dodge 4.7? Hate those things. Silicinoid loves the 4.7. I Am No One is putting a 4.7 in a 65 Dart. Why? They're terrible. They run nice until they blow up. And they will blow up. I've seen a few at like 250K. Occasionally you get a good one. I do not like those. Peter Ralph, do you ever get into the Fargo stuff? Well, those are north of the border, and so I've never had my hands on one yet. P38 Chris, any suggestions on freeing up my old headlamp switch on my 64 Dart? Got it unplugged, but I can't unthread it from the dash. Reach up in there and hit the button on the backside of it, and you should be able to pull the stick out. Hopefully, you might have to break it. You might have to cut it and get a new stick. I've never had any luck with freeing them up once they're seized to that point, but I think maybe the button doesn't work until the stick is out. I can't remember that. No, I think it works. Not sure. Anyway, yeah. Rip it out of there or cut it or yeah. Yeah, I've got no other helpful tips. I've run into a good few that were seized like that and just let her rip or destroy the stick, unfortunately. Yeah, Steve Wander, plug those injectors and you can run a carb again, or put your nitrous nozzles in there. Big brain time. Hank Kimball wants to know, how is the TKX swap coming? Had to modify many things to put mine in. I need to cut a section of the newly reinforced cross member about that wide at the front, that deep and that wide, and then maybe it'll fit. Or maybe I'll have to dent the floor or section the floor. I don't know yet. Steve Wander, yes, autos keep the turbo spooled, and that's why I'm in no hurry to put a stick in the 63 Valiant. I'm going to keep the push button. I'll probably end up shift kitting it. Yeah. Todd McF2002 says, love your 80s content. Does really well for view count, too. It really, really does. I mean, I know some people get all bent out of shape about it, but yeah. Rooster said 228 people. It's actually 239 here right now, and I thank you for joining. Oh, 251. Wow. Welcome. And thanks for being here. Moving to Montana soon. Yippee-yi-oh-ti-yay. Moving to Montana soon. There's so much good Zappa stuff. I haven't even hardly scratched the surface on it. The 4.7 is a crime. The 4.7 does not count as a Magnum. Its very existence offends me. But there you go. Steve Wander. 4.7 was supposed to be the new performance plant. It got eclipsed by the Gen 3 Hemi. It sure did. Yeah, 4.7 can be great. I agree. I think you're right, but so many are not. And I've had nothing but bad times with the 4.7. I wanted to like them. I want it to be cool. A long time ago, I thought maybe swapping one into an A-body would be a fun time, but I don't want to have anything to do with them. I just hate them so much. C Kramer 115 is here and says, I gave up on my transmission kickdown and installed a low car. Yeah, I know I copped out, but I think the previous owner cobbled together a kickdown for multiple cars. It's so common for him to be screwed up. The low car is kind of the way. Yeah. Being on camera's above my sister's pay grade. Yeah, that seems right. Fleetwood is here. What is up? Ren's channel also here. Telump, I have a 2002 1500 with 5.9 Magnum and whatever auto trans they come with. Should be 4.7 RE. No, 4.6 RE. Sorry, 4.7 is the Cummins. In drive, it tries to take off from second. Let's take off in second from a stop. If I manually shift to first, it starts in first. I think that's a governor problem, and they have an electronic governor solenoid, so maybe it's related to that. I've seen Cummins trucks that do that, and I've never really been able to make any rhyme or reason of it. I tried to fix that on one once. It wasn't enough of a problem to justify going in the pan to swap out the governor solenoid. I don't actually know if that's the issue, though. I don't. Yeah, but it's pretty common on second gens. Yeah, sorry, I don't actually know, but I've seen trucks that do that. Raymond just became a member. I assume it's just Raymond, but it's spelled Raymond. Anyway, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Been seeing your name around a lot lately. Yeah. Jay Slowy, any tips on how to make the firewall connector contacts better? Yes, absolutely. Disconnect your battery. I've talked about this in a few videos. Disconnect your battery. Pull the connectors off. Take a wire brush. Scrub both sides of the connector. You need to disconnect the battery first because if you don't, sparks will happen. You don't need to ask me how I know that. Scrub them. Spray them out with a good electric component cleaner, electronics cleaner, or brake clean. It's usually what I use because I always have it on hand. And then apply dielectric grease. Now, the dielectric grease is going to be forced out of the metal on metal contacts magically, so don't worry about people who say, oh, you can't put that on connectors like that. Yes, you can. It protects it. It keeps moisture out. And then slide it on there. I have had that make a notable improvement in vehicles over the years. My 75 Power Wagon, I did that out at my friend Connor's house. And on the way home, I could actually see. And the dash lights were bright enough to work. And the charging system wasn't flickering anymore. It was incredible. That's all I did. I scrubbed it, contact cleaner or whatever, dielectric grease, back together. Works awesome. Now, if you pull it apart and you see burn spots in there, you need to do some more. But yeah, that's the best thing you can do. Oh, that's funny. Lyle Hurlbert is in the comments. He is the one that bought my brother's old gray 2004, let's say, Dakota with a 4.7. And I had to put an engine in that one because my brother ran it out of oil, and it spit every exhaust rocker out on the passenger side head. And then it became a 4.7 4-cylinder. Anyway, I put an engine in it, but it was the wrong year engine, and so I switched the computer and the transmission controller, and I joined the wiring harness. Just an insane amount of work because to get a correct late 4.7 at that time out of a junkyard was like $2,500. Just insane. This was in the bad times when, well, it was the bad times when everything cost $1 billion. So anyway, C. Kramer sent me $20. Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate that. Yeah. Anyway, he says that truck is still going strong and gets 22 miles a gallon. That was a fun little truck. 2-wheel drive. Basically everything a Dakota RT is except a 4.7 and the rear gears. It doesn't have the same gearing and everything, but it was very fun. I just couldn't justify its existence in the fleet because little trucks just don't do anything for me. Rex Robertson, running 2 engines with Mega Squirt. Read the Mega Manual. Not too hard to do. Instructions are difficult to follow. So I've dipped my toes into Mega Squirt land, and I did a video on tuning the One quite some time ago. It was in the 1984 D150 step side, the black one. And I actually had another round of tuning afterward that should have been a video because I finally figured out how to make that damn thing idle. And after that, it was sweet. But before that, sometimes it would go into closed loop and idle down, but often it just wouldn't. And when it wouldn't go into closed loop, your the programmed idle settings just didn't work. And so I had messed with it and changed things around, but it would just always high idle. Unless you like forced it into closed loop somehow, and then it would idle down. It was the most annoying thing in the universe. I got that worked out. It was awesome. So I've been impressed with Mega Squirt. There is absolutely a learning curve, and I do not like the type of setup he had. It was the silver box with like the printer cable coming out, and then he had a circuit board with fuses and relays and stuff on it that's just exposed in the engine compartment. Did not like that. But the system itself worked pretty well. Philip Genovese, I'm assuming. Apologize if that's not how you pronounce that. I see you use a lot of Edelbrock. Do you like Holly carbs? No, I don't. Guys at work keep bashing the Edelbrocks. They keep saying quick fuels, which Holly makes. Well, are they made by Holly? Are they cheap Hollys? Are they licensed? I don't even know. But if you're going for all-out horsepower, double pumper Holly is what you want. If you're trying to make your car actually work, Edelbrock. And the ABS2 is the absolute best one, so that's my recommendation. Yeah, no, I'm not a Holly guy, not even a little bit. I just don't like them. Don't like them at all. Raymond, did you just get monetized recently, DDG? No, I've been monetized for 3 years in March. But for the first year, it was like, it's kind of money. The second year, it was like, okay. And then the third year was like, whoa. Especially the end of the third year, which was just the other day. Now, with the change of the year, the ad revenue resets, so I'm now making like half of what I was making at the end of the year, or maybe 60%. It'll come back up. But no, I've been monetized for almost 3 years, actually. It didn't take me long. It took me 3 months to get monetized. I made a bunch of electrical guides that did pretty well, and then I got the Demon, and that video, it didn't go viral, but it got 50,000 views really fast, and so I got monetized, and it's just kind of been growing since then pretty steadily. Bobblehead, what is on your hat? So there's a YouTube channel / Instagrammer / probably TikToker by the name of Wheelie Yellow, and it's this weird little, he's English clearly, this weird little, it's a yellow glove with googly eyes. Yeah. And it's like wearing a jacket, and he just talks to camera, and the mouth is animated, but it like shakes around and stuff. It's hilarious. And then it shows the guy in this little camper van. It's RC. He's this crazy fast RC camper van thing. So that's the van, and it's broken. This is the broken van hat. And I just love it. I watch his stuff often, so he's funny. Hello again. Let's go. I also like it because it kind of looks like a broken mail truck. Mike Brunello says, will you please put a carb back on the 170 and end the madness? Maybe. 266 of you out there. I do believe that is a record, and thank you very much for joining. Wheelie the Wave is here and says, tell me you love me. I love you. Oh, Willie the Wave. I'm an idiot. Tell me you love me. Nice. Tim Jefferson listens to Zappa most days. Nice. That's awesome. I'm definitely a Zappa fan. I'm not the biggest Zappa fan in the world by any means. In fact, sadly, the biggest Zappa fan I've ever met is no longer winning with us. We saw Dweezil together back in 2010. So again, I'm a fan, but far from the largest one. David says, newer Chrysler engines that end in .7 are trash. That's funny. No comment. Jaybird, have you thought about reaching out to Dulcich about your 426 block? How would I reach out to Dulcich? I don't comment on a YouTube video. Like, I don't have his number. People are always like, and this is nothing personal, Jaybird, but I've had comments like, you should call Birdsong, have Birdsong do your charger, or you should call this famous person. You should get on Derek's channel. You should do a video with Derek. There's no YouTuber phone book. There's no somewhat well-known Mopar guy directory where I could just pick up the phone. And what the hell would Dulcich do? He doesn't build Hemis, for one thing. And does he weld cast iron? I don't think so. He is a farm boy. Maybe he does. But anyway, yeah, I don't see how I could do that or how it would help. I have talked to a couple well-known people in the hobby. There is at least a chance that I will find a not-so-special race Hemi block and swap my race Hemi block for like a street Hemi 426 or something like that. I'd be amenable to... I've talked to someone way over in like Wisconsin or something, who again is well-known in the hobby. He's like the Hemi guy, according to Tom anyway. And he said he's got some options. He would want to verify what my block is and all of that. And Wisconsin's a bit of a drive. But anyway, the point is, I've got different things going on. The crack is already fixed, just FYI. The windows in the block aren't fixed yet, and then it has to go back to a machine shop. So all of that is going to happen. But Rome wasn't built in a day. Excuse me. I don't know why my voice sounds like this. Ren's channel says, I'm a little sad we won't be seeing more of the 81 Challenger for now, but I understand. Have fun driving it. Yeah, the next phase is going to be more. It's going to come apart, and I just kind of want to shake it down for now. I want to get some street miles on it. I want to figure out what's what, see if anything else is going to break. Yeah, I just want to drive it. So I'm going to do that, and there's not really a video in that. Obviously, if anything happens that is worthy of a video will occur. But yeah, the next phase is getting into that engine and putting some expensive parts from Australia on it. And I'm just not ready to go there yet, so I don't think there will be a video again for a while. Nice. Oh yeah, Raymond. Thanks for the video, sir. Just bought a Hemi, so figured I'd stick around. Nice. Bullweg says, those trucks shift all crappy. I'm paraphrasing. If the solenoid is bad, but more normally than not I see in a diesel, this isn't a diesel. If the batteries are at different levels of health, or if the alternator wire is rubbing the shift sense. I don't know what that is. I know I'm familiar with the ground issue over on the passenger side by the battery, but I don't know what... Huh. Very interesting. Bell James is here. What's up, Bell James? He says, evening, y'all. Push button selector is cool. My D500 had one. Just love the uniqueness of it. I completely agree. I really do want to keep that in my 59 Chrysler. Have I shown you this yet? It's a postcard. The 59 Chrysler on it. It's kind of cool. I want to keep the push button, and I'm going to great lengths, ridiculous lengths to do that, actually. You know, partially for my own, like, just to make life easier, but I want to keep the push button. It's kind of cool. David wants to know, is it pretty easy to find a limited slip for the 81? Excuse me. The 8-inch Mitsubishi was used in Ram 50s, Mighty Maxes, etc. The Raider SUV, can't remember what the Mitsubishi name for that is, but it doesn't matter. Apparently those little SUVs were very likely to have a limited slip. It was possible to find them in trucks, but Raiders and similar are the best place to look. So that's what I'm going to do. Shouldn't be too hard to find one in a junkyard. That's where they belong. So yeah. Yep. Steve Wander says, yeah, pack those connectors with dielectric grease. It displaces when you plug it in. You get your metal on metal connection. Axle grease works too in a pinch. Interesting. I mean, yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. Makes sense. Yeah, no oxygen, no oxidation. Indeed. Indeed. Anti-Stupid says 3, 2, 1, action. Here we go. I am no one says the 4.7 is great if you upgrade the valve train. Well, that doesn't really solve the head gasket issue or the oil consumption issue. Stephen Andrews, that's a 57? No, it's not. They're curvier than that. 58. Looks a whole lot like 58. Maybe it's actually 58. Mine's 59. Grill's a little different. Yeah. Okay, I think this is 58. Whatever. He told me it was a 59, and I believed him. I didn't look closely enough. Bobblehead thinks a fuel-injected 440 is a great idea. I don't. Yeah. Philip Genovese, my ATK engine had a quick fuel. The ATK we got for the Dart Sport did not include a quick fuel, but it's what they recommended. So we got the carb they recommended. If it was up to me, we would have put an Edelbrock on there. And I did recommend that, but he said, they recommend this number. I can get it for this much, and it comes in black, so it matches everything. All right, we'll do that. I would have preferred the Edelbrock. J-Rock, yeah, J-Rock. Yep. Whatever. Good enough. Oh, are we getting people over from Tony's? I don't know if he's off yet or not. He was. Oh yeah, Mexican Specs here. So I guess Tony checked out for the evening. He did sound like crap tonight, so I could see that. Whole bunch of comments came in while I was answering other questions. So if I miss yours again, I do apologize. Mexican Spec is here. What's up? He says he's sure there is a YouTuber phone book somewhere. Well, I don't have it. Stage Zero Garage is here and says, I think I'm dumping the Street Demon that replaced my Thermoquad in my Little Red for an Edelbrock after using the one I got from you on my 79 step side. Now it's on my 70 Fury 3, runs way better. Dude, I'm telling you, I hate those Street Demons. Like, it seemed like such an appealing idea, but nah. Barracuda, aren't Edelbrock carbs actually made by Weber? They say Weber on them, I think because the casting was produced by Weber under license or something, or did Carter and Weber merge, or I don't know. They're made by Edelbrock, but they say Weber on them. Yeah. Everybody that dropped in was talking about snow and ice. That sounds miserable. Steve Wander, ever try the Thunder Series Thermoquad wannabes? No, I haven't. Mike Brunello could see Uncle Tony putting a slant 6 in an 81 Challenger. Well, yeah, he did it in a Miata. A bunch of people said put the turbo slant in the Challenger. No, it's in the Valiant. That's where it belongs. Yeah. Dave Freeman found it hilarious how much his Barracuda bounded down the road. Dude, I think Boogie's pretty good. It could really benefit from some gear. It's just doggy out of the hole, and then it comes alive. It's pretty cool. John even says Edelbrock ABS is so good, and I just have to agree. I've had the best luck with those. They work great. Yeah. Hot Shoe is here. Had a Predator carb on the Duster. Now that was tricky to tune. I've never even seen one in real life. Yeah. War Ghost is here. How's it going? How important is the rubber boot with a flange on it behind a master cylinder on a C body? It's not really, honestly. So many of those boots are missing. As long as in your application there isn't just like an open hole, because sometimes in some cars, the hole in the firewall is large, so it can accommodate the booster or manual brakes. And so with the master cylinder on there, you could have like open air. As long as you don't have that, it's not a big deal. Do a Fiero, you'll get rich. No. Nice. Yeah. Stop it. Somebody saw 267. We're at 264, and I thank you, everybody, for being here. If you haven't hit like on the stream, you should do that, because it does something. Look out where the huskies go, and don't you eat that yellow snow. However that goes. Dale Hamilton wants to know, can you bypass the lean burn on the Chryslers? Absolutely you can. I showed one way to do that in my 79 Chrysler 300 revival video. I deleted, the lean burn was actually already gone, and so I put a Pertronics distributor on it, and it was the easiest thing in the world. You could do a regular electronic as well, but then you have to add more wiring. The Pertronics, I just hooked it up to the coil and I was done. Although I have learned since that while they will run on ballast resistor power, you should wire them straight to 12 volt. And so I need to do that on that car. I did that on the Hemi Cuda, and then it actually started. So, yeah. But yeah, bypassing the lean burn is pretty easy. I'm hoping to have another car to do that on someday, so I can do a just delete the lean burn guide. I do have Stephen Andrews' truck right now, which we're doing that on, but I don't know if that later setup is the right subject vehicle. Does that make sense? I'd rather do an earlier one where it's on the air cleaner. It just feels like that's what people are gonna want to know about. So anyway, yeah, it's not hard. It's not hard at all. Got a lean burn I'm throwing in the trash. Yep, you get older ignition and a new carb. Yeah, and some of the carbs actually don't even have electronic controls in them, so it's even easier. I think we're going to keep the Holly on Steven's truck because it actually now kind of runs pretty good. Nice. Jay Leno told me I shouldn't name drop Oxado. Nice. That's funny. Paul Shea, Jamie, I have a 360 Magnum and wish to run the eccentric fuel pump wheel. Do I need or can I use? Do I need a cam? Can I use early camshaft from an LA? Are the oil passages the same? The oil passages are the same, but the LA cam is not a roller. So you're going to have to put flat tappets in this to match it, and then custom push rods. It's not worth it. So I keep forgetting their name, the company that does the conversion Magnum roller cams, but get one of those. Bill Mize, I repaired a cast iron block by welding it with a stainless rod. Stainless TIG rod, right? I've been told. And I quote, I don't know why it works, but it does. So yeah, that is an option. I'm going to show and explain what we did in an upcoming video. It's not done yet. Going to try and do all the block repairs in this video. So it may be a while. But it's coming up. Basically, the long and the short of it is everybody says the conventional wisdom is heat the crap out of your iron casting and then do the repair and then post-heat it. Don't heat it at all. Heat is your enemy. Use as little heat as possible. The coldest repair possible is actually what you want in cast iron. And many people have done it using heat. And it has worked for them, apparently, because people keep sharing that. But I have heard from multiple experienced older people who have been doing this for years and years, and one who made a career out of it, whose father made a career out of repairing cast iron castings, engines specifically, stuff. And he said, don't heat it. That is the last thing on earth you want. Do not heat it. So anyway, we're going to talk about that in an upcoming video. And because we've now done it and it worked. Yeah. Nice. Ren's channel says, you've made me really start to appreciate old Chryslers, but it's also making me appreciate my Buick. I couldn't afford 15 or 20 miles a gallon. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. I don't usually daily drive things with 20 miles a gallon or less. I'm lucky enough to be able to afford it through what I do, but yeah. When I was driving the truck that gets in that range and diesel was $6 a gallon, that hurt. His name is Steve Vai, and he's a crazy guy. I don't know what song that is, but I have seen Stevie spanking live. I have a video of it anyway. It's a long time ago. Yeah. Yeah. I'm way back in the comments because I just got to all the people saying the 4.7s could actually kind of sort of be kind of good. Dean Stevenson doesn't know where he is. I don't know where you are either. 20-cent motors feels cheap and passed around. No comment. Dennis Wheeler, Jamie, the 390 Holly is the smallest 4-barrel. What is the Edelbrock equivalent? Isn't there a 450? Is there a 400 Edelbrock? One of those. I think. Danny Cohen wants to know, Jamie, what are your thoughts on a 1985 Toyota Camry turbo diesel? I think I didn't know that existed. I've never heard of it before, and it sounds amazing. It had a 1.8 liter turbo diesel 4-cylinder paired with a 4-speed auto. Huh. Never heard of it. I'm guessing we didn't get it here. So many of the cool little diesels just didn't come here. There's a diesel version. It's not the 2.6. I think it's a 2.4 actually, but it's the same engine family as the 4G54 and my 81 Challenger. There's essentially kind of sort of a diesel version. Again, not exactly the same, and I think they're a 2.4, but very, very similar. And speaking of that car, Guy is here and says, I absolutely love the Dodge Mitsubishi. It's what got me into your channel eventually. I've always liked the late 70s, early 80s rear-wheel drive Japanese cars. 4 cylinders with a stick shift is endless fun. The first one I ever saw was a 1977 or 78 Corolla 2-door hatch. Is it a hatchback or maybe it's just like a little coupé thingy? I don't remember, but it vaguely rounded fastback looking thing. And it was a cool little car, and I was blown away by the fact that it was rear-wheel drive. The guy I got my 71 Charger from was my first B-body and a rotten piece of garbage. He owned that, and made him a deal on the Charger, thankfully. But I was almost excited about that Corolla thing. We owned a mid-80s Celica with a 22 RE. Yep, RE with a 5-speed. Actually did a video on that. No one watched it. Literally, like, I think if you go back and find that video, it has like 50 views or 80 views or something. It's so bad. That car was so much fun. So yeah, that's why I got excited about the 81, because it looks like one of those Celicas or other 80s, 70s, 80s Japanese things. Big 4-banger, 5-speed, rear-wheel drive. It's a good combination. You can call Cousin Dougie at Graveyard Cars. Well, again, no, I can't just call him. Richard Lane, can you explain the difference between tuning your carb engine to make it through emissions and tuning it to run right? It's something I would hear old heads say. Can I explain it? Well, kind of. I mean, you kind of have to go back and look at what the factory was doing to meet emissions standards. Retarded timing. They were doing all the wrong things. That's the funny part. But retarded timing, adding emission systems, and carb tuning, restricted carb sizes, restrictive manifolds, leaning mixtures. I can't necessarily explain to you note to note what they mean when they said that, but to me it means throwing the emissions junk away, putting a normal carburetor on that, recurving the ignition, and, you know, probably changing the intake manifold and doing awesome stuff. And there is power to be found doing that a lot. you know, a good bit. But also understand they lowered compression ratios on those engines, which again, they kind of were doing the wrong thing. But yeah. Yeah. P38 Chris got the stick out. Switch refuses to come out. When I pulled on the stick, the old stator wheel and spring just fell to the floor. Nice. But then all you need to do with the stick out is just spin the knob. Is the knob the retainer, the bezel thingy, is that rusted solid? Psilocinoid says the 3.6 Pentastar has been the most problematic engine of my life. That's really interesting. Is it one of the early ones with the goofy head problems? I've had to fix cam followers on those, and I've had to do a bunch of engine oil coolers. The one on my 2018 Challenger has been replaced with the aluminum one. You know, and again, in my 2018 Challenger video, I did discuss those issues. They do have problems. It happens, but it's been a great engine for me aside from those things. I've also not yet had one over like 125,000 miles, so we'll see. But I do really like that engine. Yeah, the PowerTech 47, that was Jeep's name. Dodge did slap the Magnum name on it. But yeah, it's essentially a blatant copy of the Ford Modular. Yep. T-Bird 75 a while ago said, great work on the 81 Challenger. I'm loving it. Thank you. Appreciate that. I never have seen a Phantasm CUDA. I have alluded to the Phantasm CUDA in both of the videos I've done on the Hemi CUDA I'm building the engine for, because it's black with a black stripe, black on black on black. But it's a 70, not a 71. Excuse me. Believe it or not, Dennis, yes, I've heard Zappa passed away. Jeez. Mopar. The only car. Well, there are other ones out there, but anyway. Greg calls it the Zero Challenger. Yes, Mitsubishi made the Zero airplane. It was actually an excellent plane. That's my understanding. Steve Wander says, Carter Brocks do CFM differently. Yes, that's very true. Yes. Well, again, I wouldn't compare the two directly, and I think I see them as being for different jobs. Does that make sense? My drag car has a Holley double pumper. Everything else has a Carter Edelbrock, except for the Weber on the 81. Tony Whitaker, I wonder if you can find a head gasket for the 81 Challenger. Figured you want to work on that head a little. I plan to replace that head with a non-jet head, and if I can't get a hold of one easily enough, or if I change my mind, I may just work over the head that's there and delete the jet valves myself. But I don't think finding a head gasket will be any issue. That engine was used in a lot of Mitsubishi products for a lot of years. So, C. Kramer wants to know if any locals are commenting on the 81 Challenger. Haven't heard from any yet. John even, burn your garage to the ground like a man. That's all I have to say to you on that subject. It's not making that much funny noise. That 7 1/4 would hold together as it is for quite a while. Tom's going to span away to get a steering column. Need anything for your 300? Alan, do we need anything for the 300? A gas tank? Maybe, if it's really clean and really nice. Nothing comes to mind. Ox Auto wants to put a diesel in a 69 Imperial. Hell yeah. You do that. Please do. Send me the video. Yeah, Bullwag. Classic fix for the goofy shifting issue on the second gen. Yes, I'm familiar with this. I'm confused because we're talking about the same thing, but it's not the same thing. The wire you're talking about if I understand correctly, is the ground that runs behind the alternator and goes down to the side of the block by the ECM engine control module. That ground apparently picks up interference from the alternator as it goes behind it, and that's what causes the weird overdrive gear hunt, they call it. And I've fixed that a few times. But yeah, pulling the wire away from the alternator, tying it there, and then wrapping it in aluminum foil. But that is a ground that just happens to run behind the alternator. If there's something else in the same neighborhood that does the same thing, that's news to me. Yeah, the ground, if I remember correctly, it's the vehicle speed signal that the ground runs near to and injects noise in the circuit. It's something like that. I don't remember. Spitfire Mike, always thought in order to weld a block, you should have to bake it in the oven. Yes, that's what people think. And again, it has worked for many people over the years, so I don't want to say they're all 100% wrong, but I will say that I have heard from people knowledgeable on the matter, and they say, don't do that. Hank Kimball says, I think I need to start a Ford Guys That Follow DDG on YouTube group. Nice. Dang it. Oh, comment just disappeared, but I think it was Stephen Andrews insisting that that is definitely a 57. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Certainly not that one. There's a New Yorker. Okay, I mean, it's very, very, very 57-like. But the fin is... The 57s have a kink in the fin. And 58 doesn't, right? Aren't 58 fins like mine? Yeah, just a constant fin. But I guess the grill is different. That's Saratoga. All right, well, I guess you would know. I don't know. Here's a 58 New Yorker. It looks just like that, except no bumper guards on this one. I don't know. The fin shape doesn't look 57 to me, because 57 fins have the little checkmark whoop-de-doo thing in them. But it's a drawing. I don't know. I don't think it's that important. Yeah, Dave Freeman loves the fact that he lives in an Oregon county that doesn't have emissions testing. We don't have it at all. Thankfully. Very, very happy about that. I lived in the greater Portland metropolitan area for a while, and they did have emissions testing, which is why I never registered any of my stuff down there. John Even, American emissions laws have been extreme for a long time. Yeah. California's sure have. Yeah, Josh Homan, that is the surest way to fix a casting. Actually, it's not. Everybody, and whenever I talk about headlights, Stephen Andrews says, if you are suggesting to keep a Holly, it must be good. Every time I mention brighter sealed beams, everyone in the comments says, E-code, 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 European, E-code. Yeah, that's what they are, but the ones I get don't say that on the box, so I don't call them E-code. And I don't think they actually say it on the bulb themselves either. 280 of you out there right now. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it. That is a record. Joseph SM just sent me a $20 super chat. Thank you very much, Joseph. I appreciate that. His picture is an arrow nose. Ford. Wow. Jamie, love your videos as they help me while I'm restoring my right-hand drive 67 Charger. That's awesome. I've never seen that. What dash does that car have? Does it have the 4-pod charger gauges, or does it have like a generic Cornet dash? Really curious about that. Usually right-hand drives have one of a few specific dashes, as I understand. Anyway, have to do everything on the other side of the car, but it's helping me out a lot. Well, that's awesome. I'm certainly happy to help. I've got a lot of good info for you, but yes, your steering is going to be different. Your dash is going to be different. The electrical system's a little bit different, as I understand. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that will be the same. So, yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Happy to help. Yeah. This is true of everything. And actually, like the welding thing I was just talking about, the forums tell you 4 different ways to do things. No real hard data on how to do things right, just a bunch of people who did it different ways. And that's so important to understand. And not just for, and I assume you're still talking about Megasquirt, for anything. Like, I might tell you to do anything in a certain way. That is a way. It's not the way, and it probably isn't the right way, because I just kind of learned it somewhere. My strength and the way I've gotten to where I am is by listening to ideas from those 4 different people and going, well, I can't do that one. That's too expensive. I'm not going to do that. That sounds really dumb. That sounds kind of right. Or 20% of everything those 4 people said was right, so put them together. That's just how I've always operated. It's the one thing that makes me a good leader. Nothing else makes me a good leader. But that kind of did. Just whoever's got the right idea, take that idea. Don't be too proud to accept it. And again, listen to all voices. Listen to experts. Listen to, this guy did this a super hacky way, but it works, Take all of that into account. Yeah. Way behind on the comments here. Mega behind. John Even, there are LAs with roller cams. That is very true. If you could get your grubby paws on a late 80s roller cam and slap that in your Magnum, that will work. And, yeah. I don't know if you could just go buy one. But yeah, if you can find one, it'll do it. Dave Freeman is putting LEDs in the headlight holes. This whole time, I thought you were cool. Man, it's messed up. Full Garage is here and wants to know, are there any aftermarket front fender patch panels for a 67 Satellite? I don't actually know that, but I believe you can get the dog leg section, the lower section that always rusts out. I'm pretty confident those are available. They're available for most things. But I don't know for sure. Excuse me. Just got another $20 super chat from Pack Attack. Thank you very much. Excuse me. Happy New Year, Jamie. Excited to see where the channel goes. Have a good rest of your evening. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Man, this has been a good night for Jamie. 267? Why, that's almost 269. Uh-huh. Nice. Classic Dude Mike with a question. When will we see the not-for-hire ramp truck tee? I don't know. I just need to put it together, and I haven't done it. And the Demon design I need to tweak a little bit and then get another test order. And I'm going to put Stephen Andrews' scrap pack sticker. That's going to happen. So there will be several new products coming to the store in the near future. But I don't know when. I just haven't done it. It's so hard to just do things, There's a lot of things to do. Peter Dollery is here. Hey, hello there. How's it going? It is going. Hughes Cams. Thank you, Bullwag. Yes, that is the company I was trying to think of. Hughes. They're the place to go for Magnum stuff. They have the conversion cams. They have multiple performance normal Magnum cams. Yeah. And then they have the upgraded springs and special retainers and keepers so you can run more lift without machining. Sideways wants to know, are there any unobtainium grade mechanical parts for 70s Mopars? Good lifters. Nothing comes to mind that I haven't been able to get. Brake calipers. Well, 4 pistons. I'm sure there are, but again, nothing comes to mind. Nothing has been a problem for me. So, Yeah. Okay. Steve Wander says Edelbrock makes a 500. Think Carter made a 450. That may be what I'm thinking of. Anti-stupid, port or manifold vacuum for ignition advance? The debate rages on. The debate rages on in my shop because for some cars, I will do manifold vacuum. Usually for aggressive cams, they like all of that advance at idle. But for anything stock Chrysler, I stick with ported. And many cars I will try both ways. Yeah. Old Iron dropped in half an hour ago. How's it going? Guy wants to know, what's your favorite Dodge V8, both of all time and what is readily available? Favorite of all time? Favorite for what? Favorite of all time is a tie between the 383 and the 340. I love the 340. It's an amazing engine, an amazing package. At the very, very end, they lost a little bit of the glory, but they were still quite good. And in the great years, 68, 9, 70 especially, and even 71, although the manifolds changed and thermoquads happened, they were just great. They were truly amazing engines. But the 383 was like such a great bread and butter muscle car engine, or, even like a people mover engine. The 2-barrel one is great. I like the one in my Charger. I liked the one in my old Charger. I've always loved the 383. And so I find it hard to pick between the two. I think they're both great. As far as what's readily available, 360 Magnum all day. It's an amazing package. It's the best small block, essentially. Again, you can make an argument for the 340. I just did. It was a fantastic engine in stock form, but the Magnum 360 has such great potential compared to what it costs, compared to how easy it is to get. And so, I mean, it's so easy to make 400 horsepower with a 360 Magnum, and you can still go to the junkyard today and buy 5 of them. So, by that metric, the 360 Magnum, for sure. John, even from my experience, the only way to repair a casting is to melt the thing down and pour a new one. Nice. Steve Wander responding to a comment from Sideways. Oh, that's a good one. Unobtainium grade mechanical part for 70s Mopars. But Steve Wander had a comment for late 60s Mopars. Look for 273 embossed head gaskets. Yeah. They don't exist. They just don't exist. Mexican Spec managed to get 21 miles a gallon in an 81 Volare 225 slant 6, Super 6 on the highway. Nice. That's pretty good. Travis Larson, are you going to grow? Travis Larson is actually a member. I don't know if I recognize your name, but thank you very much for your membership. Are you going to grow your beard out again? Yeah, I'm doing it right now. See how it looks all lumpy and asymmetrical and thin here? Yeah, I have zero interest in staying trimmed. I'll let it get all wacky until it annoys me, and then I'll trim it again. Like this, when I do it up all nice, I shave all this and it's clean and it just comes right back. I've got neck hairs again. Yeah. I just can't be bothered. Can't be bothered at all. Steve Wander says there was a 400 Carter, if I recall correctly. Okay. Interesting. Never seen that. Richard Lane, 20 to 22 miles a gallon with a Volare 4-speed OD. Nice. Mexican Specs was 3 on the tree. Joel Haar, also a member. Hoping I pronounced that right. Ideally a Prius, so there can be more gas for my Charger. My wife used to have a Prius. We drove that for a long time. It had 300,000 miles when we got rid of it. I can't say it was a great car. I hated the way that thing drove. It didn't ride very nice. I did like 45 miles a gallon, and it was perfectly serviceable. It was relatively reliable, although it had almost 300K and it would foul a spark plug every now and again. I had to put a 12-volt battery in it. The hybrid battery was always fine. It was a car. It was certainly one of the cars of all time. Yeah. That AMC guy wants to know, do you think $8,500 is too much for a 78 Aspen 318, white top, white body, red interior, 50,000 miles? Yeah. I don't think the nicest Aspen on earth should be $8,500. I'm sorry to people that actually like those. I will say they're becoming more desirable now that A bodies are so hard to get and B bodies are stupidly expensive. But yeah. I can't see them being worth that, but certain people probably do, I guess. Ugh. Owen Hearing, I know you're a Mopar guy. Yes, you've read my file. I've been working on a Chevy, wondering if the 305 with a 334 KOT. I don't know what that is. Wondering if it would make much improvement. What is that? Bill Mize, what was the Dodge Colt? My sister bought one new in 88. It was first a rear-wheel drive Mitsubishi, and then it became a front-wheel drive Mitsubishi in 79? I think that's right. I thought the Arrow was front-wheel drive, and I thought all Colts were front-wheel drive, and that is not correct. The Fire Arrow actually was a rear-wheel drive like the 81 Challenger. So now I want one. Never going to find one. But pretty cool stuff. And yeah, the early Colts were rear-wheel drive as well. So that would be pretty neat. Excuse me. It's all kind of the same stuff. Dave Freeman says we need a follow-up on the Seagull engine video. No, we don't. I'm going to put it on a boat eventually. Don't have the boat yet. AMC guy's offer would be $2,500. I still remember when those cars traded for a case of beer. Yeah, I don't know. Gabe Collins' 2-year-old Pentastar had lifters and a cam changed. Oof. That's not good. Abraham Mata dropped in a bit ago and said, awesome channel. Thank you very much. Got an 8T 440 Interceptor engine. Want to get 500 HP out of it. Any tips? You'll be pushing it with the cast crank at 500 horsepower. Excuse me. It's probably possible, but it's a bit much. Raise the compression. The heads actually aren't all that bad. You can certainly work those heads instead of running out and trying to find 906s. You could put aluminum on it if you want, but you don't have to. Good carb, good intake, good headers, the right cam instead of pistons. Port the heads, good springs. It's not hard to make 500 horsepower with a 440. And understand that even though it's a low compression 78 cast crank engine, the block is great. Those late blocks have stronger mains than the older blocks. So it's a great engine for a builder. But yeah, I mean, go find any 440 build-up that makes the amount of power that you want and do that. It's not complicated. 400 super easy. 500 maybe a little harder, but again, not tough. Gabe Collins wants to know, will there be an update video on the 68 Barracuda? Yes, there will. Actually, I haven't seen Mark tonight. I think he's traveling or something. That guy sure takes a lot of vacations. The block is still at the machine shop. They have pistons now. I have still not gotten them the heads. I need to do that, but that's okay. They're still kind of backed up on blocks anyway. Should have that happening within the next few weeks. People were so confused when I said it was going to be months and it wasn't going to happen until spring. Why does the machine shop take 4 months? Well, for one thing, they're busy. And for another thing, do this, figure this out, order parts. Wait for parts. Do this, figure this out, wait for parts. Okay, great. Now we can do this, juggle that. We're not in a big hurry. It's at their leisure, you know. We get a good deal because they just fit it in and, you know, it is what it is. It's winter. Like, we don't need that car back together right now. So that's what's going on. It's still at the machine shop. It'll be a while yet till we can put the engine together. And even when I get it back, I have so much stuff going on. I'm in no hurry. Max Brown. Hello, Jamie. Happy New Year. I am going to swap my A904 for an A903. What the hell is that? Is that a 3-speed? Manuel? Yeah, okay, that's one of the non-synchro 3-speeds. Okay. I have heard of it. I'm more familiar with the A230. heavier duty one. I have a multi-pattern bell housing, so I can upgrade to an A833 when I get a hold of one. Nice. Very cool. Oh, hippie long, as far as that 440 nitrous, 550 horsepower, real fast. Yeah. Max Brown, would you recommend a cable or hydraulic throwout bearing? No. Z-bar. That's what I'm about. Unless this is a car that came with a cable, in which case, I don't know, cable's fine. Also, have you heard the song Fury Whip by High on Fire? I have not. John Even, I also like the Carter BBD for daily driver stuff. Me too. Always have liked the BBD. Considered myself a BBD guy for a long, long time. The problem is, every single one of them at this point has a leaking throttle shaft. Every single one of them. And I'm not really super big on pools of gasoline on the exhaust crossover in my intake manifold. So, yeah. So I'm kind of not so excited about the BBD anymore. Rod Leninsky is here and asks, 318 in a W100, dual exhaust, 360, 2-barrel, cam, recurve distributor. Is it worth finding an early iron 4-barrel intake and slapping on a fresh ABS2 500 in place of the BBD? No. But it is worth, well, assuming this is an, yeah. Okay. No, it is not, but it is worth finding an Edelbrock Performer manifold. The iron is just, it's so not worth your time. Just get a Performer. They're cheap, they're easy, they're a little lighter, they work great. Trust me, the Performer is a fantastic piece for a truck, and for anything, really. Street car, anyway. Oh, wow. Dave Freeman had a 72 Datsun 240Z 4-speed. Only problem, it had dual SUs that had to be retuned in the spring and in the fall. Nice. Classic Dude Mike, yeah, you sent me a yard full of rusty cars, and I really wanted to like it and be able to do it, but there's too many words. Oh, Vivian wants to know if she's local enough. The Challenger sucks butt. Nope, I'm not going to say it. John even love Cummins where they don't belong. My favorite silly swaps. Yeah. It's kind of been done at this point, so I'm no longer. I don't want to come and swap a car. I just don't. They're a working engine to me. That's what they're for. That's what I use them for. Sorry, I'm playing with my off-road 70 Charger. Oh yeah, got that for Christmas. I think for my brother. I got a lot of cars for Christmas. I'm sure that won't come as a surprise. 66 Charger Matchbox, nice. Got a Roger Dodger. Oh yeah. I want to build a real-life Roger Dodger someday. It's got to be a 73 Ford Charger SE. I will do it. And you have to put, it's like a 70 Challenge. It's not a Dodge, but it's like a Dodge. And it pretty much has a 70 Challenger grill. So I think you have to do that and a Challenger bumper. Maybe hack Challenger fenders on there? I don't know. Anyway. Excuse me. Zoomies blower, not optional. Pretty cool. Dang it, I just saw something. Steve Wander, quite a few 340s had 3-speed manual for some reason. It was the standard transmission. And that would have been the A230 heavy-duty 3-speed on the floor. That was the base 340 transmission. At least in 71 it was. And I suspect it was in various other years. But the 71 Demon 340 came with a 3-speed stick on the floor. You had to, I think, yeah, the 340 would be a floor shift. I do believe you could still get a column shift 3-speed in a Demon with a slant 6 or a 318. But yeah, anyway. 71 340 Demon. 20,000 cars? I might have the numbers wrong. God, I can't remember. I know there's like 2,000 4-speeds. I think it's 10,000 automatics, 5,000 3-speeds. No, it can't be that many. No, is it like 10,500 cars? It doesn't matter. The point is, the 3-speed was standard. Jimmy Tomlinson, do you have a video describing the wiring diagram of the bulkhead connector on an A body? I have been planning to do a video explaining every wire under the hood of your classic A or B body, ABE body at least, for a long time. I've never done it. And that would be describing everything that goes to the bulkhead connector. I haven't done it. I did do the big, this is what it's called, the big Chrysler no crank, no start video. Or is it called, is that in the picture? And it's actually called Classic Chrysler No Start Diagnosis. I don't remember. No crank, no start. Anyway, that one I described the important power circuits going through the bulkhead connector, but I did not explain anything else. I did kind of cover the key circuits, I guess. Anyway, the point is, kind of no, but kind of yes in that video, kind of. Coyboy BC wants to know, can I use the same ECM in my Dakota that had a V6 with the 360 V8? Not without reprogramming it. The programs are very different. And you're going to have to modify the wiring to add the extra injector harnesses. On Dakota, that actually makes sense to do because the Dakota engine harness is integral with the truck harness. To make your life easy, just swap in a 5.9 computer of roughly the right year. But you can have yours reprogrammed if that's what you want to do. You could get a hold of Dr. Art for that. I'm probably going to get off of here in like 10 minutes, I guess. So I want to thank everybody for hanging out. I might run over a little bit. I don't think dinner's happening yet. Personally, I'm not hungry. I really haven't had much appetite for the last few days. I've been eating way too much. So now I just don't feel like eating. Jeremy's Vintage Hillbilly Shack, which is just an amazing channel name. Question, why is there no love for the old 413? There is love for the 413, but what there are not are pistons for the 413. It's one of those forgotten things because they ended up, the ultimate RB engine was the 440. And that's what everybody wants. That's what everybody wants to build. They were made for a lot longer. So usually, why would you do a 413 when you could have a 440? Same reason you don't ever see a 426 wedge. They were rare, comparatively. You know, they were out there, but it's kind of all about the 440. Same reason why the 361 isn't really done anymore, because the ultimate size is 383 or the 400. So you can find parts for those, but the 361 was abandoned in the mid-60s and no one builds them. And so parts are just so much harder to get a hold of. So that basically the easiest answer. Oh, that's funny. Koi by BC with a comment about wanting to own a 426 Max wedge someday. God, I'd love to do that. The easiest answer is the 440 exists. Daryl Thomas has a 74 SE for sale. Nice. It would have to be really cheap and in the Pacific Northwest and kind of sort of worth having. But if it meets those criteria, you can email me at deaddodgegarage@gmail.com. I have way too many cars. I have no room for any cars. And it's going to be a little skinny around here for the next couple months as the season changes and the ad dollars go down. But that's okay. Martin Adams had an old dead guy who would rebush the BBD. I've seen it done. I don't think I'm the guy for that. I don't think I'm talented enough. Yeah. Wish I had a guy like that in my pocket. Patrick Radcliffe says, Happy Russian Christmas, Jamie. Sorry I'm late. Well, that's okay. You're excused. I don't know why, but I just realized I haven't seen Avon tonight. Or Donnie. Where are the regulars at? Stop it. The price of Cummins engines has been coming down. I've noticed that. Yes, old iron. I've talked about this before. Yeah, early Roger Dodgers had the headers out the next to the engine, out the hood. Apparently, people stepped on them and cut their foot, so they changed it. And they do have a split grill. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Interesting. I thought it looked more like the actual 73 Charger, but anyway. Aunties or aunties? Dodge Fever. Have you ever owned a Ford Maverick? No, but I rewired one from scratch. It was a street strip car. And he just had a switch panel and everything, and he needed everything wired up and kind of needed it tuned. And so I did that. It was a 351 in a 74-ish Maverick, or was it the Mercury version? Was that still called a Comet? I don't know. I don't remember. Or was that called a Comet? I think it was a Maverick. Anyway, that's the only one I've ever had any experience with. And it was quite fun with a 351. I can tell you that. Little car. Lots of torque. Good times. Stephen Andrews. Plymouths were called Champ in 1981. Interesting. Very interesting. Steve Wander. Our 71 Duster had the 3-speed on the floor. Backwards end pattern. Yeah, 1 is where 2 should be. Yep. They're really annoying. It's the same pattern as the 3 on the tree. For obvious reasons, it's the same transmission as the 3 on the tree in some cases. Nolan is here, slightly late to the party, and I'm probably slightly late to that comment, so that's okay. What's this, Christopher Ansel? What's the scoop on the 64 Sport Roof Fury? That is my favorite style of Mopar. Oh, my brother's? That's not a sport roof. It's a hard top. That's my brother's Fury. He's done a bunch of videos on it on the channel. There's actually a what the hell is it called? Playlist of them. If you want to go see it. Hippie Long, any autos for sale today? Not that you want. Orgo. So if you have a leaking BBS, does that mean really the only option is to replace it? Well, or have it bushed by someone that's talented. What's the best replacement carb? Another BBS. Nice. Alan is here. Just quiet. Glenn Uromi is. There are a lot of regulars here. There's just a couple that are missing. Coy Boy BC. My brother and I only have 14 Mopars. Those are rookie numbers. You got to pump those numbers up. All Classics Restoration is here and says, I love my 361. I liked mine. Yeah. Old Iron BNSF with a good point. Yes, not to be that guy. Technically, the 413 was built just as long. Yes, the industrial 413 and the industrial 361 stuck around all the way till the end of big block production in 1978. However, they weren't in cars, and so... And the 413 industrial is this whole other stupid thing, and again, like... Yes, they were out there, but not in, I don't think, in the same production numbers as a 440. Troy Stout is a new member. Thank you very much. I'm a boost creep. Excellent info and fun, Jamie. Pretty sure my 66 Barracuda 273 4-barrel 4-speed Carter 4119S is rated at 400 CFM. And that may be what I was thinking of, but I thought they were a 450. I could be wrong. Patrick Radcliffe says you can't use a V6 PCM for V8 because it's missing 2 injector drivers. I could be wrong. I think the drivers are there and you just have to change the program. Again, I could be wrong, but I believe they're all the same PCM. Robert Fitch wants to know if there will be an outro. I don't know. I don't really have a voice, and I couldn't come up with an intro song, and I haven't come up with an outro one either. Someone asked something or said something, and Hippie Long said, a guy has a good video on YouTube I just watched a week ago. Was it me? Good night, Cypher. See you later. Steve Wander also checked out. Great show. See you next time. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. See you later. Yes, I think we hit 280 tonight, which is definitely a record. Chris Freemaster says, outro song needs to be Zappa tonight, but I don't really know how to play any Zappa songs. That's the issue. I'm not that good. Mike Gale says 383 pistons in a 413 makes a 426. Didn't know that. I'm well aware that 413 and 426 are the same basic block. In fact, same casting number in some years, I believe, as I understand. Yeah. You can always find room for more cars, says Mexican Spec. Alan's house. Yes. Jay Slowey mentioning he has the FSM for his 73 Dodge. The factory service manual will have wiring diagrams that show you a pinout of the firewall connector if you need that. If you buy small cars, you have room for more cars. Don't remind me. Nice. Oh, All Classics Restoration says rebushing throttle shafts are easy. I have a video doing a quadrajet. I'll check that out. That's good to know. You know, so many things that I thought were hard actually turned out to be not that hard. And my name is Bobby Brown. Wait, is it Bobby Brown? Damn it. Sorry you got a head like a potato, Bobby. I really am. Tom is trying to sell his Dakota RT. You could pop over to his channel and find his contact information there. Tim Jefferson. The last thing, at Allen. The last thing I need is another Dart. Where are you? Yes, I didn't see Alan. Okay, there's his comment. Yeah, 68 Dart A-body for sale because he realized he doesn't fit in them very well. All Classic says, send me those BBD carbs. I'll bush them. I got a lot. Oh, nice. And Vivian says there is a still living for now carb guy in Olympia who can rebush them. Nice. Good to know. Good to know. Old Iron. Am I a regular? I'm an irregular regular. Yes, you've been an irregular regular for a very long time. Nice. Is that 72 Maverick a grabber? No. And now for something completely different. My mom wants the Fury. That's not up to me. Oh, Jeremy's Vintage Hillbilly Shack asked if I had a need for a 97 Cummins 5.9 with an Allison automatic. Need? Excuse me again. No. I'd take it if it was free or really cheap. Travis Larson, have you ever met up with or thought about doing a collab with the Dirthead Shed? Dirthead Dave Chappelle. He's up in Washington as well. Yeah, but he's on the other side, which might as well be Mars compared to where I'm at. Again, same answer to everyone that asks, have you thought about collaborating with Derek? Have you thought about having Birdsong do your car? Have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? No, I haven't. Scoop 74, they made him put huge bumpers on. Well, they were already that huge in 71, but they didn't have the extra spacing yet. 73 and 4 are almost exactly the same car, Scoop. Yeah, I'm sure it's a simple enough machine shop job. Casey Nicholson has never done it. Sure, it's simple enough. I'm a professional welder, fabricator, machinist north of Seattle. Wow, cool. Very cool. I'm not a professional anything, except in the sense that I get paid for it. Robin Trower, Victims of the Fury, Serious Jams. Never listened to Robin Trower. Taylor Young with a question. Situation, 318, Mopar purple cam, purple shaft. Backed by an X15, 272 geared open 8 1/4. Which one are you worrying about first? I've done a lot of stuff with an 8 1/4. A lot. Probably the AX15. They're beloved by off-roaders and stuff, but I don't know about horsepower. I don't think that's a good idea. Stephen Andrews, yes, there is a 65 Valiant convertible in Gig Harbor. At least 2 people or 3 people have sent me that one. One of them said, here, you need this. No, I don't. I hate convertibles, and the last thing I need is another A-body. Uh-huh. Scott Day. Every time you say, hi, I'm Jamie, I always reply in your videos while watching. You are not the only one. Nice. Mississippi Queen. I can buy that one, kind of. Jaybird, were those your pet ducks? Well, they're not pets necessarily, but they're members of our flock, yes. Mostly that one weird type of duck that's not really a duck that I always forget. Someone will remind me in the comments. Muscovy. There you go. Not Muskogee. Muscovy. Didn't you hit 300 once, Jamie? No. 280 tonight's record. Do you know what you are? You are what you is. How many CFMs? This is Christopher Ansel. How many CFMs would my factory Holly 2-barrel have been? I have no idea. And 2-barrels are rated differently anyway. I don't do mentions unless someone pays me. Screw you, pay me. Seattle is Venus, Spokane is Mars. Nice. Who is who? I wonder who. What is what? And why is this appropriate? That's a funny pronunciation if I ever heard one. Appropriate. It's a good song. Really good song. Jay Sloy, do you have any tips for polishing plastic headlights? Yeah, get some of those plastic refinishing headlight products. There's a simple sauce that you can do with a rag that kind of buffs them, kind of. Or you get the buffing kit for the extreme, the really bad ones. My name is Mud. Yeah. Sabo was just making sounds and goofing off. Auntie, and again, I don't know if it's aunties or aunties, it's ANTTI. Dodge Fever, familiar with formal year C bodies without the bulkhead connectors? Not at all, no, not familiar with that. Max Brown, how does changing pistons change displacement? Well, you have to bore the 413 block to fit that piston. A lot. That's how. Greg Smelly, mad scientist, thought, can you take an LA360 and use 383 connecting rods? Rods don't stroke an engine. Rods change the height the piston sits at, which could be a real problem. Yeah, changing rods doesn't stroke anything. It changes the rod angle at a given point in rotation or reciprocation, but that it does nothing, and the bearing size is not the same, so you can't just do that. Professional. Nice. Koondog 11, best place to pull power for electric choke. The supply side of the ballast resistor. So not the side that feeds the coil, but the other side. If you were to pull the wires off and turn the key on, one of those wires will have power, one will not. If you pull the wires off of the ballast resistor and test them. The one that has power is the supply side, and that is the side I connect my electric chokes to. And I always make a little jumper wire that hooks on to the ballast resistor with a female, and then has a male that goes into the factory wire, and then one of the connectors I put a wire into. It's really easy. Jay says I'm on overtime. I'm making the big bucks now. Nice. Yeah. Nice. All Classics Restoration says for plastic headlights, wet sand with 1000 grit and clear coat them. Nice. Alan Zitting says Mother's Mag and aluminum polish actually works really good for plastic headlights. There are all kinds of things that do, but essentially you're just taking off a layer. Yeah. Nice. Huh. Robert Lee is watching ships transit the Sioux Locks. There's an articulated tug barge in the lock now. Wow! That's cool! Dave Stevens, or Steffens, I assume. Should I put a 500 CFM Edelbrock on my 273 Commando or 600? 500 will do fine. 600 will work too. If it's what you got. Yeah, Stephen Andrews. I know you weren't suggesting that I buy the convertible Valiant, but a couple people did. Scott Day. Almost feel like Dare to be different. Put a thermo quad on a slant 6. Don't do it. Dale Hamilton is out like a trout. Later, Dale. Koi Boy BC is in Mississippi, and Mississippi Queen is a cool song. I agree. Max Brown. Can you quack? Ah. I don't know. You tell me. Nice. Greg Smelly, who apparently I've said it before, and I said it right. He's also a member. Thank you for that. Brad. Play some snake jazz. Yeah. Nice. Michael Strange Frank wants to know, or perhaps it's Frank. Or Franke, I don't know. What's with the pinky in the air when you take a drink? Look at this distinguished gentleman. Look at the way he's sitting. Yes. Distinguished gentleman. I don't know. Started doing that a long, long time ago for a goof, and I just can't stop. But also, my pinky just kind of feels wrong wrapped around things like that. It almost feels like it's got a thing in it. So, I don't know. Pinky's out. Scoop does not have a last name. It's just Scoop. Winona's Big Block Chevette. Chevetter? Damn good song, too. Oh, gotcha. Coondog, getting my 73 Power Wagon swapped to an Edelbrock. Stupid junk Hollies. I just hate them so much. Break Stuff Club 1109. Surprised you use electric choke. I wired the choke open on my 650 Edelbrock, and it starts right up when it's cold. I have had various carbs over the years without a functional choke that did that. But the choke helps, and it's easy to wire and make work. And for the normal end user, I put it on there. Nice. Jay Slowy says, I really love your show. You're very talented. Thank you kindly. Appreciate that. Can't wait to come hang out with you at the racetrack. Gotta go. Need to find out how my cousin's doing health-wise. All right. Good luck. We will whistle and go fishing in heaven. G'day, Granddad's Junk. Right on time as usual. Nice. Oh, wow. Vivian, I sold every one of my mountain records after seeing the footage of their performance at the Midsummer Rock Festival. Such bloated blues BS. Oh. Coondog, living in Colorado, I want to choke. Yes. Yes, you do. Hippie Long is thinking about making taillights out of acrylics. Would anyone buy? I don't know. Koi Boy, what's the update on the CUDA block work? It is still being block worked. It's a rough board. They have to do the final board to match the pistons. One more cleaning, plugs, cam bearings, and then it'll be ready to rock. I still need to get them the heads. Haven't done that yet because I suck at everything. Stephen Andrews, anyone seen a Demon Sizzler before? I've seen a Duster Twister, but only ads for the Sizzler. I've never seen a whole Sizzler. I've seen pictures of them, and I have seen a Sizzler hood with the funky paint treatment on it. It's actually out at the Mopar Ranch. It's sitting, if I remember correctly, on the trunk of a Duster. Or maybe it's on the back of a Dodge truck. Anyway, I've never seen a whole car. Never have. Brad's Restorations is out. A couple people are. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate that. 217 people still here at 2 hours and 9 minutes. And I thank you for that. I guess I'll play a song. I never learned how to do this right. I suck so bad at finger picking. What key is that actually in? I've been thinking lately about the people that I meet. The car wash on the corner and the hole in the street. The way my ankles hurt with shoes on my feet. And I wonder if I'm gonna see tomorrow. Father, forgive us for what we must do. You forgive us, we'll forgive you. We'll forgive each other till we both turn blue. And then we'll whistle and go fishing in heaven. I was in the army, but I never dug a trench. Used to bust my knuckles on Muggy Ranch. I go to town and drink, give the girls a pinch, but I don't think they ever even notice me. Father, forgive us for what we must do. You forgive us, we'll forgive you. We'll forgive each other till we both turn blue. And then we'll whistle and go fishing in a heaven. Fish and... oh, that ain't right. Fish and... where does it go? Fish... where does it go from there? Fish and whistle, whistle and fish. Eat everything that you put on your dish. When we get through, we'll make a big wish that we never have to do this again. Again. Something like that. Oh, my very first job I said thank you and please. They made me scrub a parking lot down on my knees. Then I got fired for being scared of bees, and they only gave me 50 cents an hour. Father, forgive us for what we must do. You forgive us, we'll forgive you. We'll forgive each other till we both turn blue. And then we'll whistle and go fishing in a heaven. We'll whistle and go fishing in a heaven. We'll whistle and go fishing in a heaven. There you go. When I got to the bridge in the middle, I remembered why I never played that song, because I never figured those chords out. It must be... yeah. Yeah, anyway. Something like what I just did. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Yeah, Vic, you're right on time as usual. Nice. Yeah. Scoop still can't whistle. Well, cats have a hard time with that. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Much appreciated. First live stream of the new year and the biggest of all time. By quite a bit. Anti-stupid. Bore an engine out for 10 thou oversized pistons with a rigid hone? Or not? Well, you can. It's a lot of honing, but you can. Sure call. No, my sister's here somewhere. She's been here the whole time. Scoop can tap his foot. Probably. All right. Rich Riker was almost AWOL. That was Daryl Thomas. Whistle and Fish by, oh God, John Prine. Okay. Bye, everybody. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. See you in the comments. See you on Engine Wednesday, and then probably Friday and Saturday and Sunday ad infinitum. Thank you, Chris. The shot from Quigley. I don't know what that is. Okay. All right, bye. Happy New Beers. Take care. See you later. Bye now.